World News, Kano, Nigeria.
Testing the mood in Nigeria with a smile, Komla Dumor. Now, when we think of the great Russian writers, we always turn the clock back a century to the likes of Tolstoy, Dostoevsky or Pushkin. But the Russian literary world is now launching a major push to promote literature about the nation today. And at this week's London Book Fair, scores of Russian writers, publishers and critics have been taking part on the centrepiece of the huge annual event in the international book world. We sent Alexander Khan from the BBC's Russian service down to see if he could unearth a new Tolstoy.
Apart from Alexander Solzhenitsyn, whose book, as you see, are heavily represented here, Russian literature for many people is still associated with great names of the past: Pushkin, Tolstoy, Chekhov or Dostoevsky. But here we are at London Book Fair, where Russia is really in the focus this year. So who knows, maybe amongst 50+ writers who came here to London, we will find a new Tolstoy or Solzhenitsyn.
That it will be a good moment to present the so-called unknown Russia, to show artists, trends and developments which probably are totally unknown to the British public and British publishers. Now we have a rather interesting generation of artists and writers who are trying to reformulate the whole image of the country and to present something new in a way. And people say, oh, no, we need something like Dostoevsky or Tolstoy. As you understand, it's impossible to produce the second Tolstoy. Tolstoy is only one writer, belonging to a different period of time.
Here I have the book of Dmitry Prigov, his novel You Should Live in Moscow. I knew Dmitry Prigov quite well since the 70s and 80s, at the time when Russian nonconformist literature, which he was kind of part and parcel of, was still very much in the underground. He set himself a mammoth task of writing 100,000 of poems before he would die. They were extremely funny, but at the same time very deep observations of reality in a very, in a way, twisted way, but that twist gave a new vision, a new dimension to life. So that's not for nothing that he's called a Russian Dante and as a proper Renaissance man. What do you think, in your opinion, should be done to make a Russian literature a bit more visible on the world scale?
Probably our national funds and the cultural department and government as a whole should be more like active, promoting contemporary Russian literature, not just Silver Age stuff or Tolstoy and Dostoevsky as always. So I think it should be very clear cultural politics, like France do.
Even now, in the 21st century, for most of the people in the West, Russian literature is still associated with great names of the 19th century: Pushkin, Tolstoy, Dostoevsky and Chekhov. But here we are in the middle of the Russian presence at the London Book Fair, surrounded by a huge number of Russian writers, poets, critics, publishers and literary agents who have come here to introduce to the world new Russian writing. Who knows, maybe there is a new Tolstoy here as well. Alexander Khan, BBC News at London Book Fair.
Looking at efforts to continue that great tradition of Russian literature. And I'll be saying Das Svidaniya from me, because that's all from the programme. Next, it's the weather. Enjoy your weekend.